good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're taking a look at SUNO Studio. It is a generative audio workstation. That's right, it's a gore. A gore. So let's do this thing. Hello and welcome to the show. My name's Jade, and of course this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Well, here we are, and we're taking a look at SUNO Studio. And yeah, I'm very conflicted. Very, very conflicted about doing this today because, shall we go through it all? Let's go through it all. So, let's say hello to folks who are here already. Hi, Denise. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Fat Panda Cat. Hello, Noisebusters and Music Projects. Hello. And anyone who's lurking, I see you lurking the gherkin. And we love you too. Love our lurkers. So, I'm just going to start off by saying this. So, SUNO became a thing a couple of years ago, and I tried to, keep my finger on the pulse and cover this kind of shit here on the channel and talk about SUNO and its generative stuff. If you go look at the shows I did, there is a playlist of all AI stuff that I've covered from art to over the years that this stuff's been out, and yeah. We had some fun on some of the shows, generating some really stupid stuff and just having a joke and all that kind of shit. But over time, as we said, SUNO was always going to get better. This generative stuff was going to get better. And in any kind of thing in this world, there's bad actors. So no matter what it is, so there's scammers and bad actors wherever you look on the planet. And of course, the bad actors have come out in force. Now, you've probably seen a lot of these YouTube channels out there that are just AI focused, where they teach you how to use AI tools and stuff. And most of those people have about as much talent in my small toe in relation to music. So they couldn't make music if they fucking tried. So there's that. Hello, Ed Zielinski. I'm just putting this stuff out there first. Now... And when I say bad actors, I say people who are like, sitting there generating a song from a text prompt, and they go, oh, that sounds really good. And then they release that on Spotify. You're not a fucking musician. You're a piece of shit. Try learning an instrument and actually putting stuff together. I'm sorry, you're not a musician, and that's just the way it is. So... within saying that, I can see the potential to use these tools as a collaborative partner to record your own music. Like, everybody out there has had a guitar idea or some kind of idea flopping around that you never use, and you just, it stalls completely. And sometimes you collaborate with other human beings, and guess what? That helps get this product moving. Or, you send it to somebody and they give you an idea, or somebody comes around, they hum something along, and this is how the collaborative process works. Or eventually you work out something that goes with it. Well, with people who are just using text prompts from start to finish, just create me a song with this vocalist, this, and then doing nothing to it. And you can say, oh, but I went in and I chopped some bits up and I moved them around in one WAV file. No. You're still using a vocalist. It's not you. Everything's not you. It came from a prompt. You're not a fucking musician, and you're contributing to the problem of AI music, just dominating Spotify and just releasing shit and just filling the airwaves full of this garbage. And yesterday, of course, I want to thank everybody who came along yesterday to the amazing interview I was privileged enough to be a part of with Venus Theory, and we touched on this stuff yesterday. And we talked about this, how it could be used in a collaborative sense. But yeah, the current situation with music that's on Spotify and Apple Music, and distributors are allowing this stuff to get through, it's getting clotted with this stuff. And much like I've always said, if you're using the GarageBand drummer in GarageBand, like Anders, for every song, and you've been doing that for 3 years, you hear that style. You hear the drum rolls, you hear the sound of the kit, and you know it's Anders, right? You know it's the SoCal kit from GarageBand. And no matter how good this AI slop gets, you know it's AI, right? You can hear the vocals. It just has this thing, like the metal stuff, whenever it's like a melancholy kind of Linkin Park vocal, it's got that process thing on it. The country vocals are always so schmick that they just sound, it just sounds like it's generated in AI. And there's been some artists across this community who've snuck in and tried to like pass off that they're actually real singers, and they're fucking not. And you can hear it, like, and some people have got sucked in and go over there going, "You're a great singer," and leaving comments. It's like, but they're not. And there are tools out there too to decipher this stuff and go and have a look. Put the song through an AI detector, and it will tell you this is 100% SUNO using version 4.5. So it's pretty easy to find these people out, yeah? But they won't give in. They will continue to say, "No, it's really me." It's like, it's not, but whatever. You live in your fantasy world. That's okay. So I just needed to put this out there. I'm not promoting generative music from a text prompt and then saying, "That's my song." I'm looking at SUNO Studio today as a collaborative partner for your own ideas, or to generate ideas from something that you've got, or to maybe you're not able to get a guitar player in to do a solo in a song. We're going to cover that today as well. Say I couldn't get a guitarist to come in. I've got a whole song recorded. I did it all myself, and I just need a solo. Maybe this is a thing, yeah, that can work to go and add your song and then get it to play a solo over the top. So that I can see a use case for. Here's the last bit I want to talk about before we go on. One of the biggest problems is that if you've released music before by, yourself, your music has been farmed to help SUNO. Now, when SUNO came out, I've done several shows on this talking about the copyright infringement. So with AI, there is no regulation, and some governments, especially in the US, they're just letting it go wild. And currently we have so much AI slop happening with Michael Jackson fighting fucking, oh my God, it's getting stupid. The amount of slop is just getting crazy. And it's not a good time for it too, because disinformation is at its highest point. And we've got people out there telling us that autism is formed from circumcision, mentally deranged people at the moment. So this bullshit AI stuff that's fake is muddying the water for all of us. It's a problem. So not only have they stolen your music to generate this stuff, they created these companies very fast, put them out there, charge subscriptions, and there's no accountability for the music that they've already stolen from everybody. We can't get that back. It's gone. Our music's been farmed, right? And you may think, "Oh, but you're a nobody musician. You don't have any hits. What is it?" Everyone's music was farmed without our permission, and that's bullshit. So there's that. It's a moral. These are the ethics you think about, right? And the other thing is, how much energy does it use up to do this? The amount of power consumption to generate one track, one solo in SUNO Studio, in a time when, I don't know, and water, don't forget water. And these farms are popping up all over the world, consuming energy, so there's a lot of ethical stuff and moral stuff to think about with this. Today, I just want to show you my experience with this SUNO Studio, because it's incredibly flawed still. It's only running in beta. It makes a shitload of mistakes. It's absolutely not perfect. Doesn't work perfect on iPad. The desktop version is the only real way to get a decent experience. So there's that. Hi, Tremor Bear. Hi, Brad Example. Hello, Leela. Joe Glenn. Who else have I missed in here? Oh, I think there's a few other. But Riverbend Sim, hello to you. So yeah, my morals are being challenged even talking about this shit, right? So that's it. We've covered this. Now let's get into what this is. So first, we're going to talk about the price and stuff like that of how to do this. Now, as I said, I've done many shows on Suno, even like before the craze of it took off. I was one of the first people in this kind of space to do videos on it and then talk about the fake bands that are out there. So I've covered a fair bit of AI music in the last couple of years. But can you believe it? It's been 2 years of this shit consuming our streaming services and stuff. So where did the time go? Now, I recently signed up again. So I've kind of only signed up to Suno to do content for you guys, to let you see what it's about and you make your decision on if it's something that you want to do. But recently they had a sale on it was only on for like a couple of days, and I was lucky enough to get on the sale. So there's that. Pricing. Don't be fooled by this shit. It's free to create an account. You'll get a free option to sign up to Suno. But the paid plans, remember with all these things, there's a monthly and a yearly. Just be aware. Too many people I know see the price. Oh, $24, that's cheap. And they've signed up for a year and all of a sudden they've got $200 missing out of their bank account, right? Monthly, if you want to try it out. The Pro plan gives you this stuff, right? Access to the latest model, which is V5, 2,500 credits, which is roughly translates to 500 songs a month, right? Commercial use if you want to use these things. Standard and Pro personas. We've talked about personas before. We're not going to be talking about the generative side of this, like just doing a text prompt to generate a song. I will do one as an example just to drag it into Studio. But if you want to use SUNO Studio, you need to pay for the Premiere plan. And as you can see, it's $30 a month. It's pretty expensive. I was lucky. I got on a 3-month plan for $15 a month. So that's kind of palatable. But you get all the same stuff you get over here, plus you get SUNO Studio, but you get 10,000 credits. So they say that's around 2,000 songs. It refreshes monthly, and I do believe every day they add like 50 credits to your account or something like that. Who knows? Again, here's the thing. This whole credit system is just fucking bullshit. I'm so tired of fucking credits here and there. Just give us a fucking price and let us make shit. The reason, obviously, they're doing it is because of the power consumption that's needed. Like, this is absolutely unethical. So, obviously, an unethical way to power all this has an unethical price plan, and that just is what it is. But if you're going to want to use the SUNO Studio, you need to use the Premiere plan. There's just no, that's it. That's the way it rocks. You can compare the stuff down here. So just to let you know, free plan, you get to make 10 songs daily if you want to just try it out, but you only get to use the 3.5 model. And we're already up to like version 5. So there's been quite a few advancements. Free plan, you can't use any of the stuff commercially, but what does that matter anymore? What, you know what I mean? Copyright is just so out the window. We are fucked as a species at this point. You can have 4 in a queue with the free one, 10 for priority, this kind of stuff. You can buy additional credits for either of the paid plans. You can remix. Songs can only be 8 minutes, so just keep that in mind. Blah, 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 all this stuff. Who gives a shit? Whatever. So here's let's focus on the iPad version for now. Over here on this tab here, this is your homepage. So this will just show you other people's stuff they've made. This is your create page. So this is the usual Suno that I've covered here on the channel. It's where you generate a song and just come in here and do all that stuff. You've got custom things. You can add audio these days, create personas. So the vocals stay the same each time you create a song. If you find a vocal, you turn it into a persona, blah, blah, blah. You put your style in. Here's where Studio is over here. So it's the third one down. And once it says if you, let's try opening the app and see if we get this in the app. No. So don't use the app. It's the app is shit. Look at it. It's made for. There's no Suno Studio in the app, and look at this. It's not even made for iPad. So yeah, forget that. I wouldn't even bother using that. Over here is where Suno Studio is. Let's just load up Suno Studio, and I'm going to show you where the problems are with using this. Now, I've tried this on the Chrome app on iPad. I'm doing it in Safari on the iPad right now. There are some problems. It kind of doesn't work. So here's a project I've got here. And as you can see, if I want to scroll down, I can't. Like, I grab this and it doesn't work. So how this works is so weird. I have to use the touchpad. So if you don't have a keyboard or mouse attached to this, you're fucked. You can't do this. You just can't use it. Anything over here to scroll, you have to do this. You have to use your touchpad. You can come over here and zoom in, do this kind of stuff. If you come down here on this little section, you can't really zoom there. The features don't look at this. It grabs the fucking. It's not working properly on iPad. One other thing you can't do, which is just a deal breaker, if I wanted to drag in a song from my library over here, say I wanted to, I don't know, what do we look for? Some edits or a project. So if I, where are my projects? Edits, we got any edits over here? There's nothing in here for some reason. Who knows? That's wicked. So we got the C. Oh, it's because I've got the search on. Yeah, let's remove that search. It remembers everything for some. If I wanted to grab this song and drag it over into, it doesn't work. There's no way to actually drag anything into this section using the iPad. iCab Mobile doesn't work either. I've tried everything. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, but you can still add a song in by selecting it, I think. There is a way to do it. And then hitting import into, I think. So for today, I'm not going to be using it on the iPad, all right? That just is what it is. So we're not going to be doing it here. It's maybe it's going to be something they're going to fix. It's just the drag and drop doesn't work. In here, you can drag things around. So I don't understand why the drag and drop. Now, on iOS 26, this may work because of the updates to the mouse and multitasking, all that kind of stuff. Now, you'll notice too with the iPad, when I want to hit play, this is kind of frustrating. See where the play is? It's all the way down the bottom. And guess what else is down here? This thing. And I can't tell you how many times I've hit this and then it's a pain in the ass. How do you get around this? Obviously, if you're on iOS 26, you can have windowed stuff. Or you can come over here. I'm still on iOS 18, but I can turn on this bizzo. So now you can see we've got a windowed screen. So that's how you can get around that. Absolutely get around that easy. And now hit the play controls down here. And here's another problem. Now this is probably fixed in iOS 26. I hit play and nothing fucking happens. Why? Let's talk about it. The iPad runs in 48 hertz. When you don't have an interface plugged in, the iOS runs in 48 hertz. Then you plug in an interface and the iPad takes a second to recognize the interface. And then whatever that interface is set at, you can have 44 hertz up to 192 hertz. So if I bounce from Logic and then Logic is connected as my interface and then come over here, it's not connected. So I've got to turn off my interface, turn it back on, and it doesn't always work either. So now if I hit play, let's see if it works. Still not working. So it's just flawed. iOS, I wouldn't recommend it for iOS. I can hit refresh, and let's see if that works. Now that I've rejigged my interface, oh, it created a new project. Wicked. That's awesome. Let's let's reopen this and see if it plays this time. So it's reopened. We'll go back to the start. Hit play. There we go. Right. But here's the thing. Now, I'm showing this today for the whole concept of using this with Logic or GarageBand or whatever DAW you use on your iPad or whatever, and then bouncing over to this to do some work here and then bringing it back in. it's very frustrating clicking back and forward. Now, again, iOS 26 maybe has fixed that. I refuse to update until 26.1. You do you, boo. I'm just not into that kind of shit. I want to get all the bugs out first because a lot of apps aren't working. Hello to SG Experiment. Hello to Al Davis. And hello to Forest of the Wolf. So there we go. There's the problem with this. So I think for the rest of this, we're going to move over to the desktop because I have my desktop version here, right? And I could have done it on my Mac, but we'll do it on the desktop. Come back to my iPad here. I'm just going to get out of this windowed shit because I don't really like it. Okay. So let's, for now, just close out of this window and come over to, first, let's talk about the song that I'm going to start looking at today. So I have a song that I'm getting ready to release. Oh, that's AUM. Dickhead. I'm getting ready to release a song for the Music for Life album. And I actually used SUNO to put this song together. To get ideas, right? So this was the original idea, which I made myself, of course. I used AUM, I used Soundbox, I forget what bass I used. I think I used Splat to Clat, I think, for the drums. So I made this piece of music myself, no fucking generative shit, and this is it. Okay, so that's the piece of music I made. Now, I can still do this. Hopefully, let's see now how bad this works. Let's come back over to SUNO here. So I put that into basically the generative section of SUNO, which is this section over here, right? And I loaded the audio into here, and I asked it to create a song. Create a song from this, extend it, turn it into a song for me. This is the style. I forget the prompt that I put in, and it gave me what you're about to hear. So I'll solo this. This is the track that it gave me, Soft Guitar Song Remix. And this was in, I think I made this originally in version 4.5, but then I did a remaster to update it, because you can take something from an old version, like a version 3.5 or version 4, and you can remaster it into version 5, which spruces up the quality of it. So you can do all that kind of shit. And this is the product. Hopefully it plays. See, now it's not playing. This is the problem. All right, we'll go over to our desktop because I have it here. Here is the song. Now, I've got to make sure we've got sound. Hopefully you guys will let me know if you can hear sound coming through on my laptop. Let's solo. So this is the track that it gave me. Okay, so there it is. Now, I then drag this into SUNO Studio, right? So it's been dragged into here. And then I was able to separate it. So you can click on this over here, and it gives you this little side window over here. And you can hit extract, and it will extract all the stems. We're going to go through this with another track and show you. And you can see it's giving me drums, and you can individually hear them. Right, the bass. So you can hear too, it's not very good. It's been stem split, so it sounds like shit. But we're not here to keep this, are we? Because we're actual fucking real musicians over here, right? And then you got the guitar. It gave me some synth as well. The synth is, right. But you can then drag these in, and you do a insert all down the bottom over here. And so I can mute this main track, and now here are all the tracks all separated. Right, so now if we come back over here and hit play, and now they're all separated. Easy as that. And then you can hit export up the top here, and you can say multi-track, and it will zip the files up and put them in a zip file and save them onto your fucking computer. It'll make a little zip file, and you can save them and then import them onto your iPad, which I have done. So let's come over here and show you the progress of this song. We'll open up Logic over here. And as I said, I didn't keep all this. I didn't keep all those tracks. I kept one track, right? All I did was keep one single track. And the rest of it, I re-recorded. All the drums, all the bass, added some keys, added some strings. And we currently have this right here. So this is my Music for Life track. Let's hear the difference, hear how it sounds. So just to explain, the only track I kept in here was the guitar. And I actually manipulated it a fair bit. So I took the guitar and then I generated another version of it, of just the guitar in Suno. And then I laid the two tracks together here in Logic and split them side by wide. And so you've got two contrasting guitars. So they're the only things I use, just to keep something in there to say, hey, there's a little bit of this in there, right? But that's the collaborative process that we're talking about. So while we're here too, I'm going to take this track here that I'm currently collaborating with Denise, who's in the chat here. So this is a song I've sent to her. Right, so what I'm going to do with this is just solo the guitar tracks. There's 3 acoustic guitar tracks in here. And I'm going to bounce this. So for this, let's bring our marker all the way up here and throw that right there. In fact, we'll give it a bit of space at the end. We'll just give it an extra little bit of bizzo there at the end. And I'm just going to bounce this out of here. So we'll do a bounce, we'll do an export, uncompressed, do the whole song because we've set a marker. And we'll just call this, we'll add SUNO on the end of here. So we know this is a SUNO version. And I'm just going to export this out of here. Yeah, look, if I added vocals inside of SUNO in the studio, it's just going to sound like a SUNO vocalist. There's no feeling, there's no character, it's bullshit. Like, but this is the point I'm trying to make today again. It can be used for a collaborative thing. So there's our guitar. And because the iPad connecting to the laptop is very difficult, what I'm going to do is just take this track now. I'm going to upload it to my my Google Drive, and I'll just download it over on the laptop. I'll take a second to do that, and we'll come back to this, and we'll show you what's going on with that in a second. So let's, once this is done, we'll jump over to the SUNO Studio. And I'll run through where everything is, and then we'll get into humming some stuff in, humming some saxophone stuff, humming some guitar solos, chopping stuff up, and showing you some pretty wild things you can do with this, again, for ideas. Because here's the thing, right? No matter how good this shit gets, it's still stem splitting. And I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. You listen to these AI motherfuckers on YouTube who have no talent whatsoever, and they think they're making fucking great music. In my opinion, there is going to be no way ever you will be able to stem split a song, a full song, and get high fidelity tracks, no matter how good it gets, because it's just impossible, right? Every instrument in every mix has its own frequencies. And that's what EQing is, right? Setting the EQ for your guitar and setting your EQ for your vocals, and an amount of compression on these vocals. And then you know, you've got all these effects and things, and moving EQ throughout the song where certain things fit in the EQ scale. And then on top of that, a mix is done, and there's normally something like compression put on the end of it, and then you master it, which gets more compression and limiting, and you have all this stuff. So no matter what, even though SUNO and all these companies have stolen all our music, no matter what, stem splitting this stuff, there will always be some form of artifact in there, because guess what? You can't split frequencies from a wave file that contains all these songs. The technology has come heaps far, and it's absolutely possible to pull out a vocal to make a karaoke track and get away with it, but you listen to them, they're never perfect. To rip out a solo, to maybe use some drums for a project or a sample or something like that, the quality's never perfect, and it just isn't going to be, because that's not the way the fucking frequencies work. That's just my 2 cents. Now, when it's all put together and you generate something, sure, it all kind of sounds okay and passable, but it's still not ever going to be that 100% CD quality kind of thing that you are able to split. That just is what it is. And the sooner we get to that understanding, the better. G'day, Russ. Good to see ya. All right. So we've done this song now. This has been uploaded to my Google Drive, so that's all good. And now let's come over to SUNO and talk about where everything is. So what I'm going to do first, once we get over SUNO, is I'm just going to create a brand new project over here. So we'll cover this in a second. I'll just set it up. So here we are. I already explained how to get to SUNO. Let's talk about panels and stuff. Now, I'll get out of the way for a little bit, because I'm kind of covering part of the screen. Where's my camera? There it is. Oh, I'm gone. So over here on this far side, this is your panel with your home, your create page if you want to just generate fucking shit music, your studio, your library of all the things that you've made, your search bar, hooks and stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff down here which I've never even looked at. Over here's where your credits are. So, why is my mouse not showing up on here? Damn, for some reason my mouse, that's really unhandy. Shit. That really sucks. You can't see my mouse anywhere. How do I fix that? Can I come over here? What if I do try this one? Try this desktop. Give me a sec. Oh, man. Mouse. Is the battery dying in my mouse? Let's see. Desktop. Sorry. Sorry. Hey, let's go through this again. Sorry, I've had to do something to, but we can still see my mouse. Yes. All right, cool. Sorry, guys. All right, let's go through this again. Fuck. I hate streaming my desktop. I'm such an iPad person. So up here, you've got your home tab. You've got your create tab. This is where you can generate music. You've got your studio. This is where you get to your studio. You've got your library here. These are the four main things you will use, right? Everything else below means shit. Here's where your credits are. So you constantly know how many credits you've got. I've got 9,391. You get 10,000 a month. You can earn credits, whatever. Most of this stuff you won't use. But see this arrow up the top here? If I click this, it gets rid of that panel. So that panel's gone. And you're going to use, you don't want that because you want as much space as you can here in your DAW. But also over here, we've got these tabs. So if I click on this, this is your workspace and all your songs that you make. You can check out projects that you've made over here. So you've just got a whole lot of different things you can look at in here. Let's let that do its thing. Remember, this is web browser, is web-based, so it's constantly downloading, it's constantly saving, it's not perfect. And this is beta too, so there's a lot of issues I've encountered. You can get rid of that and make it smaller by hitting the arrow. Over here, this is your little panel where you can generate stuff like the original SUNO. So you can type lyrics in here, create like styles and stuff, and so you can generate stuff in here. We're going to use this in a second just to get something on the table. Now, what's cool is instead of hitting these little buttons over here, right, like this one to open things up, because it looks, it's very confusing, I think. You can use the numbers on your keyboard. So if I press 1, that's going to open that, and press 1 again. Press 2 on my keyboard, that's going to open my workspace. Press 3 on my keyboard, that's going to give me a wide view of my workspace. Press 3 again. And then over here is the fourth one, which has nothing in it at the moment. And obviously you would hit 4 for that. Yeah, makes sense? So that's how you navigate around these panes, and you can close these off at any time and have more room here. Just to get things started, let's go in and generate a song, right? So we're just going to use the standard generation model like, that's been available for ages. And I'm going to come in here. Let's generate some lyrics first in ChatGPT. So we're going to say create lyrics, because I can't be bothered writing anything for this. Lyrics for a song that is pop country about a talentless girl who generates AI music. Okay. And we'll let it do its thing. Here's a cheeky pop song. AI ain't talent, honey. Nice. So I can copy all these lyrics now and copy them like so. They're still going. Is it finished? There we go. So there's the whole song, and you've got your little verse things here. If you want to see me do a show on generating this kind of shit. All right. We'll just copy it up to there. Copy. And we'll come back over here to SUNO, and we'll paste in these lyrics here. Remove this little tag. And there's our lyrics. G'day, Sean Chandler. Styles. What do we say over here? We said pop country. Yeah. So I'm not going to make it too complicated. Pop country song. Come back over to SUNO, and we'll just say styles. Pop country. Female vocals. With backing choir. And orchestral strings and brass in chorus. And that'll do. Now, you can come down here as well, too, and you've got these advanced options. And you can see here it gives you weirdness and style influence. It's kind of set good. You want to kind of pull the weirdness down from 50 down a little bit. And that's it. Should we give it a name? What's this set to? It's set to, yeah, that's cool. We can give it a name, or we can do that later. It doesn't really matter. You can decide where you want to save this to. It's going to go to my workspace. Let's hit generate. It gives you 2 copies of this song. There you go. So it's producing these tracks over here now. Now, the only reason I'm showing you this is to talk about the stem separation and to show you where everything is inside of the actual gore. I know it's weird saying the word gore because it's not a door, it's a gore. It's a generative audio workstation. So these are our 2 songs. You can hit play.
She got a ring light, fake my glitter boots on tight. Talking about how she's changing the game tonight.
You know what I mean about that voice? It sounds fake.
Just asking old ChatGPT to make her sing. She says, yo, I wrote this in 5. Well, bless her.
Okay, let's have a listen to the other one. Yeah, I already hate that. So we're going to bring this one in. So all you need to do, let's close this out of here. We don't need this anymore. So here is your studio. And when you create a new project, you already have a track here to go. So let's talk about this track here. Of course, you have a mute button. So now it is muted. And you can see it says muted over here. The track's muted. You've got a solo button, which solos the track, and you have a record button, which I can't use at the moment, but we're going to cover this soon. And as you can see here, you've got an input button, and you can choose an input. So I'm going to be going through my Rodecaster, which is the same mic I have connected to my head right now. So we can do that at a later stage. You've got a little 3 dots up here. This gives you stuff like add a take lane, delete the track, duplicate the track, rename the track. So we can come in here and rename it to whatever we want. So song, we'll just call it main song, because that's what we're going to drag in here. And there's your door. Down the bottom, you can add a new track down here. You can upload a track from your hard drive, from your iPad, wherever. You've got the BPM. You can click on this and make follow track. So it will actually follow the track's BPM, or you can come in and manually change the BPM. You've got a metronome over here as well. You can turn on the metronome on and off, record, back, play. Here's your loop button. You've got a follow playhead, so it'll follow the playhead as it moves along. Your minutes of the song, your beats. You've got your volume, and you've got a zoom and zoom out. And also in here, you have a zoom as well too. We'll cover this little panel soon. Anyway, let's import this song. So it's pretty easy. We'll just open this little panel up here. I'm going to drag this in. And it's going to load our song in. We don't need this. See you later. And there's our song. So now it should have picked up the BPM. And look at that. It already has. It's got 102 BPM. Now this is where this panel comes into play. So you can see over here, you can remix this from here. You can mute it. You can give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. You've got a whole bunch of options like over here. You can remix, edit, create stuff. You can actually get MIDI stems from this as well. So you've got a whole lot of options here to mess about, but we just want to focus on... Also, you can change the color of your clip to whatever you want, like a real door. It's like a real door. You can change the tempo to be on the beat or the original file. It's going to be the same either way. But you can transpose this. Let's hit play and just show you. So we've imported our track. Let's turn on the metronome. Right.
She got a ring light, fake night, glitter boots on tight. Talking about how she's changing the game tonight.
Anyway, gross. I feel dirty even messing with this shit. But let's talk about this file here, because there's two sections of this file. Up the top here, if you tap on the little bar across the top that's slightly a different color, this will open this side panel, and it allows you to do things like transpose. So we can transpose this a few semitones. Right? You can speed it up. You can slow it down. So you've only got these options at this point, like 0.25. It's a bit like YouTube streams. All right, so you get the idea. But here's where it gets interesting, because you can stem split this from here. So you'll see down a little bit lower, you've got extract stems. So it says all detected stems, or just vocals or instrumental. So we'll do all detect all, and start splitting. And you'll see over here, it'll start, it takes a little second to go, right? It's not really amazing, Costa. But yeah, g'day, Costa. It's incredibly flawed, and it is currently, as I said, it's in beta. It makes a whole lot of fluffs. It does, yeah, it does sound familiar, doesn't it, Jenny? It does not always do the things that you want, and that's just always going to be the way. Like, you know, and this is the thing. Again, while we're waiting for that to happen, here's the thing. You're generating stuff. This is what irks me the most. You're generating stuff and you're using credits to do so. And then when it fucks up, that's money down the toilet on shit you can't use. That's very infuriating. You would think that these companies would get this like 100% fucking working perfectly before you're pissing your money down the fucking toilet. And sure, like, oh, it's only 10 credits. Yeah, but it's $30 a month. We're already got enough subscriptions. So there's that. Anyway, we're back over here. And look, it's separated all of these tracks. And you can listen to them individually. You can hit play, maybe. And you can hear that. It's still got those artifacts in there. Hear it?
glitter boots on tight.
So it's full of artifacts, even the drums. Give it a second to play. Like, listen to those kicks, man. They sound terrible. If you got a kick sound like that in your song, you're doing it wrong. in your own recording. The guitar, let's hear the guitar. It'll come in a second. Maybe. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, we'll bring all this stuff in. Let's do that because they're all edited. So you can bring them in individually. You can just like click this arrow here and it'll drag that in and create a new audio track. But we're going to scroll to the bottom and just hit insert all. And there they all are. So it'll take a second for them all to load. So there's all the tracks of this song. We can get rid of this pane for now. We don't need it. And we get a whole view of this. And when you import these, it instantly mutes the top song, like a stem splitter in Logic. So now we're only hearing these tracks over here. And it's created an effects track, a synth track, a percussion track, a keyboard, a guitar, a bass, drums, backing vocals, and vocals. So we'll hit play. So here's our percussion. We can solo this. Which are these clicks? But you can even hear it sounds so artifact-y and, you know.
Changing the game
Got a synth.
tonight. But that ChatGPT to make her sing. She says, "Yo, I wrote this in 5. Well, bless her heart, that's quite a lie. 'Cause AI ain't talent, honey, you got art. If you didn't bleed, it ain't from the heart."
Okay, fair enough. So there's our song. Now remember, we're going to show you importing my own stuff as well. And just an idea and see what you can make from that. But let's get interesting here. Let's try and add something in because this is where, you know, this is where it gets fascinating. And look, let's not fuck around the bush here. This thing here, at some point, is going to be in our DAWs. In Logic, right? In Cubase's, we're heading there. If you think I'm full of shit, that's fine. But that's where we're heading, right? Because we're at this point and, you know, with Venus Theory on here yesterday and him being similar to this channel and talking about synths and software and then eventually moving on to doing his essays and stuff, there's only really so far you can go demoing apps and stuff like that, right? So we're already seeing it with stuff like Photoshop. Photoshop now has added like AI stuff and, you know, it's not, we already have like these auto-generated drums in Logic. So we are heading to a place. So this, me even showing this now is kind of pointless because ultimately you're going to have the availability of this kind of stuff eventually in Logic or in GarageBand or in Cubase because that's just where we're going. So you'll be able to do all this in one DAW. So keep that in mind, yeah? So it probably won't cost you credits. That's, or it will, who knows? Maybe it's another way that Apple decides on squeezing it all out, more money out of you, who knows? But let's bounce it back over here. So you can create a brand new track, right? We've got all these tracks in here. This is all cool. I want to put a guitar solo in here. See this little space here? So let's play this section here.
If you didn't bleed, it ain't from the heart.
Right, so you can see on our timeline here, you can see where this bit kicks in. I've put my little marker there. And if we hit play, it comes in right there. So I'm going to create a brand new track. Let's create a brand new track. I don't know where I put it. Where to put it? I put it up here. You can move these tracks around too, right? So you can grab this. I can drag this down, move it anywhere I want. So move it down here. And you can see you can move these tracks around like you would kind of anything, yeah, like any door. Let's move it all the way to the bottom just so we're down here. Right, so I see this section here. We've got a new track. You can double tap here and rename it. We're just going to put in guitar solo. Hit enter and we're done. So at any time you can select a section, and I'm going to select that section right there, which is where I want to record something in. Now I'm not going to record anything in. I'm going to use this little section down the bottom here. And for some reason, it hasn't done what I want it to do because it's stupid. Has it done it? Yes. So when you tap, we've got this little pill bar down the bottom here, right? Which you can add stuff in. And look at it all. You've got drums, bass, guitar, keyboard, percussion, strings, synth, FX, brass, woodwinds. Now remember, for those of you who want to add a saxophone is a woodwind, right? That's it. So there's that. You can add vocals in here. So we're going to look at guitar. Let's just add a guitar, and it offers you, much like a normal generation, the opportunity to generate something in here. So I'm just going to put in, let's put in a nylon string guitar solo. Keep it nice and simple. And I'm going to hit create. And as you hover over this section here, it tells you it's going to cost you 4 credits. Cool, let's go. It adds a little box, takes some time, and it's generating a guitar solo for that little section there only. Now, larger sections are going to cost you 10 credits, right? Just so you know. Smaller things like this around 4 to 5, sometimes 6 credits. So again, these credits add up. This is, and you can tell when it's working because this little generate thing pops up again. Now we can zoom in, here with our plus. Plus, see down the bottom here, we've got this little tool timeline. We can drag this throughout the song and we can zoom in by grabbing the handle here and zooming in and out. You can set your marker there and then zoom in, right? And then come back. You've also got this follow feature, right? So I've turned follow on. So when you hit play, all right, so it absolutely didn't follow the brief. You see? Let's solo and let's hear what it gave us. Let's listen to this guitar part. That's an electric guitar. That's not a nylon string. It still sounds okay, but it cuts off there at the end. It's probably going to fit into the song. Let's hear it in the context of the song.
If you didn't bleed, it ain't from the heart. She's got fours clapping by tapping along
Right.
to her algorithm cowboy song.
But it gives you 2 generations, much like when you create a song, how it gives you 2 versions. You get 2 versions of this to choose from, and you can find those over here. There's a little, this little tab lights up, and this gives you your lanes. So you've got one, this is the one that's in the mix because it's lit up. And then you've got this one here. If we click on this one, now you can see copy to main track, and now it's going to move that solo in, and we can check this one out in the context of the song.
If you didn't bleed, it ain't from the heart. She's got fours clapping by tapping along. If you didn't bleed, it ain't from.
Oh, look at that. It's completely just put in half a solo and half an acoustic. So yes, absolutely, is it perfect? No, it's not. And they say it's going to get better. And from here, obviously, you're going to choose one of them. I think the first one is going to be okay. So we're going to copy that back to main track. And we can close this little tab here. And we're back over here, yeah? G'day modulations. You can actually export MIDI from here too. So you can export MIDI, right? So you can do that. I forget how to do it. I think it's, if we click, so see this, get MIDI, and it costs you 10 credits. You can see there, 10 credits. So this guitar solo I can export as MIDI. You could even do it with the drums. So we've got drums here, and you can hit right click and get MIDI. And it'll create a MIDI file and then you can download it. It's going to cost you 10 credits to do so. And then you can import that straight into Logic, straight into whatever DAW, and it does work. Of course, MIDI's not going to, it's not going to be perfect. Yeah. Not everything has worked that I've done, but that's this whole generative thing. Yeah. No, they don't own it. You own it, but you got to remember, this is the thing. When you're uploading your own stuff to this, when you're on a paid plan, you own commercial rights to do so. But it's so muddy. It is really muddy. It's you know, you have to go through legal documents. Go and have a look. Me and Pete Johns did a rant where we went through the terms of service for all this kind of stuff. How do you make some music you've made? Oh, I'm getting there, dude. I'm fucking getting there, mate. Jesus Christ. Sorry. So we'll get there. Well, I'm just trying to cover as much as I can. We got plenty of time before Mr. Smith goes live. I just wrote this off as a 2-hour stream today. So we're going to fart around with this. So there's our solo. It's not the best, but you can regenerate it, right? We can come in here and I don't like it. There's a recreate button. So I could say nylon string guitar solo and try doing something like no distortion and see if this works. And let's hit recreate. Of course, it's going to cost me more credits, isn't it? And we can regenerate this again. So we can do that. It takes, of course, it takes a little bit of time to regenerate. And remember, each time it does this, it puts these in your little folder over here. So you can come back to these, right? Here's these little guitar tracks. It is absolute credit hell. It certainly is credit hell. What's it given us this time? Let's have a listen. We've got this still soloed over here. It's not a solo. But there you go. So bring it back into the mix. That's better. Right, that's actually better. Again, it's given us 2 copies of this too. So now we've got 4 different versions in here because we've generated a whole bunch of things. So that would be this one, I would say. If we click on this and copy to main, let's see what it's given us over here. That's kind of more what I was hoping. Right, but here's where we've got to come in here and pump up the volume a little bit. So each track has its individual volumes. Now this is already up really high, but we can take it a little bit higher so it cuts through the mix. Sugar, don't call that art. If you didn't bleed, it ain't from the heart. Right. And again, you saw what that took. That took me to do multiple generations to get something even close. And that's kind of what I was thinking of. That's much better. But it's costing you credits each time. And you're not going to get it perfect. And sometimes you just got to keep generating and generating until something luckily happens. I don't know, man. I like generative stuff. And yeah, this is not ready. I don't think it's ready for showtime yet. That's just my opinion. So we'll keep that one in here. And you just close that, and there's your little track in there. Now, remember, you can come in here, and if we create a new track now, just sticking with this particular song, we might not like a part of these drums. Let's bring these drums and go back to the start. You can change up sections of drums as well, too. Right? So we've got these kicks at the start here. Let's get further into the song. It's terrible, isn't it? Listen to those drums. It sounds shit. For example, now I could take this whole section here over the top of this and I can drag over it and I can redo these drums. So instantly it's worked out that I've selected the drum track and it's already selected drums for me. And in here, I can just try something different. I can make this more of a, let's add some percussion to the drums. I don't know. I'm just, geez, I didn't even, percussion to drums just for this particular section, right? And I can hit replace and it's going to cost me some credits because it always costs you some credits, doesn't it? Yay! We love credits. And you can see what it's doing here. It's writing over that particular bit. Now, what I could have done is created a brand new track, sliced these here, and then drag that down and done this on a separate track, right? So you can do that much like you would with a DAW as well. It's come up with a replace, so it's done. We just got to wait for it to generate. It's given us multiple copies over here, so that's cool. It takes some time to generate some stuff. There we go. It's doing the thing. You can watch it. There we go. So it's added these drums. So let's come in and listen in context to the rest of this and see what it's actually done here. So it did some drums, but it added percussion to the second half, but it added music to the first half. But let's see what the other version did. All right. Is it any better? Fuck me. It's a solo. This they added vocals in there. But in the mix,
If you didn't bleed, it ain't from the heart. She's got followers clapping, bots tapping along to her algorithm cowboy song. Talks about passion, but can't find a note. Bless her, she thinks auto-tune means hope. She says music.
but it kind of worked, right? It sounds good in the mix, but it's not what I wanted. And, oh man, I could spend so many hours fucking around trying to regenerate. But hey, man, this is not the workflow I expected to be, right? And you're seeing it live, right? I'm not like fucking... I'm purposely making this look shit. It just is what it is. It's nowhere near ready for showtime. And I'm sure there's going to be other companies who work this out much better. All right, so let's ditch this piece of shit and let's talk about our projects and stuff and folders. So over here, if we go to this section, we'll bring that back. Over here, we've got Workspace. So all your songs can be found all of here. G'day, Laurie. All your songs can be found here. All your projects can be found here. So let's talk about projects. Each time you start a brand new project, it's untitled. So this is the one we were just working on. And you can see, you can come in and name them and do all this kind of stuff. And so you can create your projects. The other thing you need to be aware of too, God, I'm getting notifications. Fuck off. I hate doing this on my laptop. So with songs, let's talk about songs here. So you've got all your songs. What do we want to do? All songs. Let's go back. We've also got this. So you've got all your songs, but you also have these workspaces. Let's show you workspaces. So here's a workspace. Now, when you generate music, it just gets put into My Workspace. This is the folder that you get given straight off the bat. You can create your own workspaces. So if you're working on a brand new song, I suggest you do this. Create a new workspace and call it, My Idea or My Samples. My Samples. So you can do that. And this is a workspace now where you can store everything in a specific folder. Right, so it's a good idea to get doing that, or everything just ends up going into this one space, which, so you can see now I've got a test folder, I've got my sample, and then you've got workspace up here. So there's all that. We're going to work in my sample. We can do this. So let's look at importing some of my own music into here. First off, we're going to start with something interesting like Metheist. Right, now I've already done this, but we'll do it again. Well, come on, mouse, do your thing. We're going to come over to projects. Let's just ditch this. And I want to create a brand new project. So I'm going to do that. We're going to do a new project. And we're going to call this project, double tap. We tap up here and name it. I'm just going to call this Metheist. New solo. So what I've done is I've taken Cold Acre's guitar, his guitar solo from the new Metheist track, and I have removed that solo. Just let me come back over here for a second. I'm going to go to my Google Drive and grab this track. Maybe this would be hand. Come on, bro. Right, so I'll show you what's happening here. So this is my Google Drive. I've got this Metheist. I've removed the solo, so we'll download this onto my computer. Take a second to download. Maybe kind of sort of download. There we go. So it's downloading now. All good. Let's come back over to SUNO Music. Now I can import this track straight in. Hey, Cold Acre, don't worry, you're not being replaced, dude. You watch. This is nowhere near as good as you. It's fucking awful. So I now can import a track. So I can upload a track from here. We can come in, click this little upload. I can find this in my downloads folder. There it is. I can add it, open it up, and there's the track. It's added it into here. We drag this up the top, and there's our Metheist. It's going to take a second to render it, and it's going to try and match it, work out the BPM and all that kind of stuff. So there's the track. Now you're looking at it going, oh, that's finished. But if we open this pane here, you'll notice it's still analyzing the track. It's still got all of this left to analyze. And you can't do anything in here until it's fully finished analyzing. So again, because it's web-based, it wastes a lot of fucking time. As I said, I can see this being in, once they have these kind of things in Logic, it's not going to be web-based, and it's all going to be done on the computers and all this kind of stuff. So you can see it's still analyzing. While we're waiting, we can change the color of it. Oh, wow, we can change the color. Nice. But you have to wait for it to do its thing. Or don't make the mistake I made, and I was like, oh, that's the end of the song, and I trimmed this. And then the song finished analyzing. I've got half a song. I'm like, what? I don't know why it does this. It's very strange. But again, once this is done, you can separate these stems. And of course, the stems aren't going to sound any good. Do you guys want to see my ugly face? Should I bring myself back in here? Where are we? Oh, there I am. Hello, I'm down here. Oh, I guess I fit in there, okay. So, yeah, look, it takes some time. It absolutely takes some fucking time. And this isn't a long song either. This is only, what, 4 minutes 20? And the reason it takes so long to do this, it's analyzing the track because it's preparing stems, right? It's actually going ahead and analyzing the entire song, analyzing the BPM, and it's trying to split the stems for you. So then at a click of a button, you can split the stems and then work on individual parts. Hey, time. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be like working on a deadline or anything, would you? You know? I know I'm coming off really negative about this, but the more I use it, the more problems I seem to have with SUNO Studio. And for all the gushing, this is the thing too. There's a lot of gushing about this thing. So, oh, it's incredible. Look what it does, and every time it works. Not from my experience. Maybe am I doing something wrong, or I don't know. I think I pretty much know how to make music. I guess this is analyzing forever. What else do I say? It's yeah, things. Let me get rid of these logos as well. While we wait, we'll get rid of those. Still analyzing. This is so frustrating. I don't have time to do. There we go. So it's done, and it's still got to do this yet. It's still doing this thing. So it's downloading the analyzed track. It's given us a BPM. What's it say the BPM is? 60? What? Okay. So it will adjust the timing too. It will do that as well. And look at this. It's still doing this shit. But here's where you can come in and extract stems. So we can just start doing this now to save some time. Hit extract stems over here. It's going to start extracting the stems. And it always gives you heaps of, so you think, oh, wow, look at all this percussion. But these things disappear as it goes, right? Look at this. It's still not even ready. And I'm on super fast internet. And the other thing to remember too is, like StreamYard, when you're streaming on StreamYard, sometimes the streams get all bogged down and fucked up. That's because so many people are using StreamYard. And you have to imagine there's so many people right now generating clips. And like I said at the beginning of this show, wow, can you imagine the energy that is being used to generate this? It's immense. And the amount of hardware and power to generate this it's taken so long, man. I subscribed and tried it for a couple of days and then canceled. It can take a very long time to process because they don't have enough server power. Yeah, that's the thing. And there really isn't enough power in the world at the moment. Sorry, back on my high horse again. Most of us know that when there's like storms and shit, we've got power generators around the world just exploding, just blacking out. So currently, the way our energy system is set up is not set up to do this. Look, it's already generated the tracks before it's generating this. If I play it, it's going to work, right? So it's there. But for some reason, it's it's doing that. I don't get it. Whatever. So let's click up the top. We've got our stems. Let's import our stems. So it's going to import the stems. Oh dear. What is happening? All right, so all the stems are in now. Now that top track's working. So here's all our stems. Oh, this one's still going. This is the vocals. Now the reason I'm doing this is I want to see, can it do a solo as good as Chili, as good as Cold Acre? It can't. We've got a new track. I already added this track in. Let's hear and find the spot where we're going to add the solo. So it's around there. All right, the other thing is, it's matched the tempo now. So the tempo is 80. So that's right. It's done the right thing there. Let's come down and grab this new track. And we're going to try a few different ways to do the solo. First, let's find the guitars. They're up the top here. We'll put it under the guitars. So there's the guitars. Let's zoom in a little bit and bring this back over here. So it's got a little section here just before. So we'll zoom in a little bit more and move over to here. G'day, Rhett. So there's this little bit. We'll just do it there. And I'm going to drag. And I think that's, where do the vocals come in? Let's see. Let's see where we come in here. We'll hit play. It's around here, I think. Right. So that's where around where the vocals come in. We'll zoom in a little bit more just by grabbing here, if it works. There we go. Zoom in, and it's about there, I think. Right, so it's a little bit after that. So we'll just put it here, all the way to there. And we're going to put in a guitar solo. Let's guitar, and we'll do soaring lead guitar solo. And we'll just leave it at that. We'll keep it nice and simple, and let's see what it does. Can Coldacre be replaced by this? It's generated. It's going to give us 2 copies. It's going to take its time to do its bullshit. And we shall see. How many credits did that cost me? I think it cost 10. That was 10 credits. 10 credits? Oh, Jesus. I can rip off. All right, there's our solo. We're going to have a listen. You ready? Let's see if Coldacre is replaced by SUNO Studio. Oh, look at what's it doing here? It looks like it's stopped halfway through. Oh, no, it's still going. There we go. We'll wait for it to fully generate. I know, look, Coldacre's on the edge. Is he being replaced? Oh! What? It's out of time. How's those runs? They're so stupid. So you get 2 of them. Let's check the other one, shall we? We'll grab this one and we'll copy to main. And let's hear it by itself first. What? I don't want that. All right, let's hear it with the mix. It's out of time. Right, and this happens quite a bit. It does go out of time, and what you can do is you can move these around, right? Now you notice if I move them, they're snapping to the grid at the moment. Let's just get rid of this pane here so you can see what's happening. It snaps to grid, but if you hold down the control key, it won't snap to grid. Let's see if that actually sounds better. Is it more in time now? Now it's way out of time. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so we want to kind of snap this, put our marker here, and we'll zoom in. Man, it's very fiddly, I reckon. Let's try and grab this. So if you hold down control, you can freely Oh, man, what is going on with my mouse? It's like the battery's about to die. So let's try and put that there and see how it sounds now. That's better. So yeah, not really, right? So let's mute this anyway, and let's try something weird. Because apparently you can hum in vocals. So we'll select the guitar here, and we'll do a new track, which should put it underneath here. So let's try putting an input in here. And I'm going to use my Rodecaster Pro. And now the thing is, this is going to be hard because it's going to pick up the audio because the Rodecaster 2 is feeding back into itself. So you may not hear this. I'm going to have to go into options on my Rodecaster and go to mix minus. You may hear the music. I doubt it. And now that we have a microphone set in here, you hit record, and I'm going to try and hum in the guitar solo and show you this process. So we've got our little record button down the bottom here. And we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. All right. Right. Stupid, I know. But could you guys hear the music there or not? Just let me know. The reason I did that, I had to let me know if you heard the music. I'm going to have to go back to main mix. Oh, you could. All right, sweet. So now we've got this. Let's turn off the record and hear what's going on here. Now it's out of time. So I see this all the time when recording vocals and it puts it out of time and you've got to come in and again, very frustrating. It's a latency. So let's try and match this up first. Oh, look at that. When you zoom in, it goes all wonky, so you can't see the WAV file. Nice. That's exactly what I don't want. So we'll hit Control. See if I can not zoom in. All right, that'll do. That'll do. So what I'm going to do now is select this whole section and the one underneath. And this is where it's very complicated. Trust me, this is so complicated and it's a pain in the ass. And we're going to open up this tab over here now. Remove all these vocals, all these lyrics and shit. We don't need them. And we're going to remove this. And we're going to drag this section. If my mouse works. Of course, it's not working. We're going to drag this section over into here. And it's going to load this audio into our SUNO Generative section. Now, remember, this is costing to record the track. It's costing to drag this. It's costing to do all this. So now I can hit play over here. Maybe. And now that that's in there, we can come down to styles and say, create a soaring guitar solo, 80 BPM, and see how we go. And we want to come down to these options over here, our advanced options, and I'm going to turn up this influence all the way. We want it to influence. We want this weirdness down 38. We'll leave this in the middle. And I'm going to hit go, hit create. And what it's going to do is it's going to hopefully incorporate the drums, the guitar with the solo. Hopefully. Did that work? Let's go to all songs. Right, so it's creating these sections here. Oh, and you want to choose cover as well. Up the top here, you want to make sure cover is selected. So here we go. Here's what it's made. I probably should have said distortion. What? Oh. Oh. Oh! Right. I probably should have said distortion in there. We don't need this thing anymore. Now you're probably thinking, but yeah, it's added all that other music as well. So here's where it gets interesting. We got this new track selected, and we'll create another new track. I know, and more new tracks. Ay, ay, ay. Really? New track. We'll deselect this. We'll put our marker there. And now, here's the second one it made. What? Okay, so we'll take the first one. And what I'm going to do is drag this into the project. Right? So now it's done this. And now here's the next step you have to do. Now you have to go into this track and hit extract stems. Fuck me. Detect all stems. And then you have to find the guitar within this track because it's virtually made an entire song. So does this work how you would think? It doesn't. It doesn't. What have we got? We've still got half an hour. So we're going to bring in a couple of more tracks after this. So it's going to generate these stems. It's going to take forever to do so because, you know, time is money and everything you do costs credits. Hey, hey, hey. Is anybody after this demo interested in using this? As you'll see, though, like for this particular instance, we're asking a fair bit. So here we go. It's given us drums already. Hopefully it separates the guitar. Has it done a solo? It hasn't. So it's given us the guitar here. And again, so it's given us nice. Right, so I'm going to add a track here. And we're going to add this guitar in. It's created a new track for this guitar. We can get rid of this track. I didn't mean to add that. Delete. And now it's given us this. So we could probably try and line this up. Let's try it in the mix. I don't know how it's going to work. One sec. So that's where it comes in right there. So we're going to take this bit. We're going to right click on this, right click it. We'll split it. Let's delete this. Delete. 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 A backspace. And then we'll drag this. Let's see how this works. Again. Right? Anyway, let's bring in something else. So I'm going to bring in this track here. Let's go over to my Google Drive. I added this acoustic sound we made in here. I'm going to download this onto my computer. Let's try just making something from fresh, just with a simple acoustic, and try to build a song and see how we go just with this track. So let's create a brand new project. Fuck that off. We got a new track here. We're going to come over here and upload audio. This is our acoustic creative. We'll load this in here. Yeah, the process is very frustrating. They try and make it look like it's super easy to do, and it's not. The idea, I think the best way to get something out of a project is to, what I'm going to show you right now, is to load this in here, load this track, and then actually generate something from your original track. So you can come over here, we can clear this out and create a cover. So even this section here, we can add audio from here. We can upload. Let's do this both ways. We can load this acoustic track, chuck it in here, agree to the terms, hit save. Thank you very much. It's going to load this up. It's going to save it to the library, and it's going to create a cover for us. It's going to take a while to upload. This is the frustrating bit, I think, with all of this stuff, is it's in the browser. I don't want to work in the fucking browser. I will hit continue. I don't know where that's putting it. It's going to eventually put it somewhere. This one's still analyzing. You know? We haven't even added any vocals or anything, but as you can imagine, the vocals sound incredibly like a typical AI vocal. Man, yeah, there's a lot of time sitting back doing fuck all. That's the thing. A lot of time twiddling your thumbs and waiting for shit to upload and analyze and all this kind of stuff. And as a musician, I'm just going to say out there, I don't have the fucking time to sit and wait for all this shit to happen. When you get an idea, there's so little time we have in our lives with what goes on in our normal lives to have to sit here and wait for this kind of shit to happen, because creativity fucking is a spark. And when it happens, you got to take advantage of it and get it out and do it. And you don't want to be bogged down waiting for shit to generate and waiting for stuff to happen. It slows shit down. It just absolutely does. So it says it's done this now. Let's come back over here. Here's this track. It's added in, apparently. If I zoom, there's the track. So here's our acoustic thing. For some reason, when I zoom out, hey. But what you can do is just drag this straight over here. And now it's going to prepare this audio. And like, this is what I like to do. I'm just going to move this track up the top here first. And it's loaded in this audio, I think, most of it, yeah. And then we can come into styles and just say, I don't know, create an entire song. What is this? Acoustic folk. It's 81 BPM apparently, 81 BPM. That's what it says. We'll just trust it and come in here to advanced options and make sure it's set to 100. And let's generate something from here. And it's going to create 2 of these tracks. We still have this one up here. So while we're waiting, let's fuck around with this. Because now you can come in and analyze this and we can create something else. So we've got our acoustic guitar. Let's come in and say we'll add some drums. We'll do acoustic drums. Create. It's going to create some acoustic drums. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, modulations. If they do incorporate this kind of stuff into Logic, it's all going to come down to how fast your computer is, because the compute power need to do this is immense. So you're going to have a top of the line computer to be able to generate this stuff, even if it's incorporated into Logic. That's just the way it is. The compute power is utterly ridiculous to do all this kind of stuff. That's the way it rolls. We're going to create a new track while that's generating. And we've got acoustic drums. So in this track, we're going to say, what else can we add? We want to add some bass. So we'll choose bass from here. And we'll say acoustic bass. Yeah. And we'll generate this as well too. Hit create. And while that's doing its thing, we wait for this little create button to come. 10 credits. So 20 credits so far just to do this. And it could turn out absolute dog shit. More credits. The never-ending quest for credits. You know what I mean? It just goes. I think they give you 50 credits per day on this plan as well. Right, so that button's free now, so we can add a new track. So for generating ideas, this could work out really good. What else do we want to put in? We'll put in, I don't know, we'll put in some strings. Why not? We'll put in orchestral strings and brass. Yeah, why not? And hit generate. And let's see where it takes us. Is it going to give us a song that we can pull some ideas from? Because like this is the more what I'm trying to use this for getting ideas from, and then taking those ideas and expanding on, right? And then just ditching this whole shit, right? And should we add something else? We'll stick with this at the moment. So we've still got our acoustic guitars in here. Plus, remember, we made acoustic guitars over here. What did it do for us? Oh, it added some little bits in there as well. Oh! Oh! It added a violin. Why? And it added drums. So it basically made a whole song, yeah? And this is the other one. Which we can now bring either of these in here and then stem split those. So here's what we've been given with my original acoustic up here. Let's hit play and see what it's done. So the drums followed it. What are the strings doing? So not bad, right? This is where I see ideas coming from, absolute ideas. And if we add another track here, let's just go bonkers and add in some vocals, right? And we don't know what we're going to get, but we've got these stupid lyrics that we copied earlier. So let's copy these in from ChatGPT. And over here, we're going to add these lyrics in, hit paste. Oops. Now, don't make my mistake and do it like that, because you've got a little extend button here. See this little thing here? And it gives you an extension. So you can come in here and paste the lyrics in properly. You can generate lyrics as well too. So, but let's hit create. I didn't see how many credits. It's probably 10 credits. And it's going to give us some vocals. But again, this is where I see the potential. Importing your own riffs and then building on top of this and just disregarding all of the shit that it gives you and then importing these stems in and replaying this stuff, right? Because you've got the tools to replay a lot of this stuff anyway with a synth and beautiful string packs and all this stuff. But to give you ideas on how to flesh out a song, this is where it shines. Again, the wait time, the credits, it's all... And again, remember with all of these, we've been given multiple parts in here. So we can click on this strings instead and copy to main. We're going to have different strings in here. We can close that out. We can change the drums out if we want to, see what the other drums were. And copy that to main. Close that out. Let's see what it's done vocally for us. I bet it's shit. Or maybe it's not, right? Whoa! Okay, right, so you get the idea. Hey, Moby Pixel, good to see you. Thanks for coming along yesterday. It's always good to see super talented human beings like yourself in the chat. And what a great... I had such a fucking great time yesterday with Venus Theory. It was so much fun. He's just a fucking legend. Right, let's cover some other stuff in here because I've done some other shit. Let's just show you some pre-stuff. We can go a bit over time. Mr. Smith doesn't start for another hour, so... You know, I don't care how many views this gets. I just want to fart around and go through this stuff. So let's open another project because last night I added one of Brad's riffs in here. So here's Brad's riff. Let's open this project. And interestingly enough, here's Brad's track. Let's solo it. So again, I don't know why it does this when I zoom... When I zoom out, it's fine, which is really piss poor for when I want to... Yeah, anyway. So here's Brad's track that we loaded in here, which you can't see anything of because it's doing that weird shit. This is... So this was recorded with my iPhone in audio share. This is the song we did for when Brad was here. When we were writing the song. This was the first recording we did on my iPhone speaker. So basically what I did was exactly what you saw me do before. I took this guitar track, I opened up this section here, I dragged the guitar over into this and made a cover version of it, and this is what it spat out. And yeah. It added these little parts in there, which is cool, which we wouldn't have thought of putting in there, you know? Let's kill those vocals. So in here I added, it's supposed to be drums, it's muted. Right? There's a bit of piano in there as well. God, hideous. Those vocals. And something else, let's show another one, because I put in another project which was all completely out of time, utterly out of time. And I think that was, where is it? I think it's called Guitar Idea. So this one was, listen to my guitar idea. This is so terrible, this guitar idea of mine. But I wanted to see if it could take this and actually put it in time and create something. The UI is terrible. It's all over the shop. And again, it's beta 1, so we've got to be fair there. So let's listen. This was the original guitar track. It's got some rough vocal things on it. Okay, let's see what it did. So I did the same thing. I dragged the guitar in and generated a cover. Let's keep this, make sure this is muted, and let's hear what it actually did with the guitar for me. Pretty good. Of course, the quality is dog shit. Let's bring in some other instruments. So we added in stand-up bass, some piano, and this is where I see it shining again. Bridget.
I still dream of a stage every time I close my eyes. These hands may be slow, but the music's still mine. I was born to rock, and I'll rock in
Yeah. So you can see the potential. What else? Do I have any other projects in here that I've farted around with? We've got the Brad one there, Metheist, Untitled, Cage. So this is the one I wanted to look at today. This is another guitar I added in. It does really help if you've added in music that's actually in time. So here's another little guitar piece I recorded. And it's matched, it's given us I've got the metronome on. So I can sing directly into this as well too. I can create a track and actually sing in this by setting an output. So let's do that quickly. We'll set our main stereo. I'll just make sure we go to output routing. You'll still be able to hear it, but yeah. Then if I don't change the setting in here, it'll record the actual guitar as well. So let's hit record because let me just have a practice to this. Body not wanting to be a man, gin for someone who'd possibly understand. Then you came into my life holding out your hand. I'm so lucky that you are my beautiful woman who protects me and loves me with all your heart. You were special right from the very start. You are worth more. Galleries full of art. Nothing can tear us apart. Yeah, nothing can tear us. So I'll try recording that in, and then we can even try turning those vocals into something else, right? Let's go. I don't think there's any way to give you a count in either. In a body not wanting to be a man, looking for someone who'd possibly understand. Then you came into my life holding out your hand. I'm so lucky you are my beautiful woman who protects me and loves me with all your heart. You were special right from the very start. You are worth more than galleries full of art. Nothing can tear us apart. Nothing can tear us apart. Nothing can tear us apart. Right, so did that cost me any money? Of course it did, because everything costs money in this ridiculous economy. So from here, I could literally copy this and take those lyrics, copy all of this, and then drag it in over here and create a guitar solo possibly, or a saxophone solo or a trumpet maybe even. Can we do it? Let's drag it in here, drop it in there. Will it find the lyrics? You would hope so. I mean, there's lyrics in there. Can it find the lyrics? I don't know. 10 credits, 10 credits again. No, see, it hasn't found any lyrics or anything like that. But I don't care about that. Let's see if we can trumpet solo. That'll do. And we'll generate it. It's going to generate 2 of these. And again, you're going to have to import it, and then you're going to have to, from there, is it generating? There they are. So it's doing these up here. And once they're done, that's piano. Okay. So the singing part really is shit. But the piano kind of come out all right. It's a bit complicated. Right? Or what I body not wanting to be look what it did. For someone again. Possibly understand then. The vocals are all out of time as well. It's so you're gonna have to shift the vocals around every time you record something in. Alternatively, we can create a new track and just go, you know what? Let's just do all that bit and choose, I don't know, maybe we'll choose some strings, see what it does. Orchestral strings and brass. 10 credits. More credits. More credits. Hi, Stephen Hewitt. I called you Stewin. What? Sandra, what's going on as well? Hugh Caldwell. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Hey, yeah. So it's going to put strings in with this. I don't know. In theory, I think this is a really good idea for collaboration. In practice, it's very frustrating. But again, in all fairness, it is in beta. Let's mute these vocals, which are all out of time, and see what it did with these strings. Is that it? Is it? Now, slightly out of tune, isn't it? And it's possibly because my original take was out of tune. It could be that, couldn't it? Let's try, because it gave us, didn't it do this? Was this the one? Let's just check. It's the vocals, strings. I don't think we made a cover of this. So yeah. So everything that you make gets put into this section here. So you can see all the things I've generated today, studio covers, drums, everything that I've made in here has everything that I've imported, everything goes into this section. So you can grab it at any time. Oh, here's the one we did. This was from before. This is one I did earlier, and it kind of chopped it up in weird. All right. The last thing we'll do today is I want to play my favorite song that I've made in SUNO since using SUNO. And you may have heard it before. Let's open the project. It's the best song I've ever made in SUNO. It's The Sea of Love. You can't beat The Sea of Love. There it is, The Sea of Love. Sea of Love. Yeah, we're looking at Moises next week because they reached out and they've given me a because they've got Moises Studio now. So we'll be taking a look at Moises Studio next week. I think the interface is much better. Plus, you can use it on iOS. So this is Sea of Love. If you haven't heard this song, it's a classic. It's fucking hilarious. It's about a woman and her prawns. I think I changed some of the lyrics in this too. Farting around with it last night. I think I did. Let's have a listen to Sea of Love.
Bag of prawns, she's caught in a spell, a web of desire. A bag of prawns she can't help but admire. Your slippery body's glistening and cold. In shining hands, This sea lives unfold. A woman and her prawns
Entwined in a spell.
a sensual affair,
A forbidden romance.
she's lost
In
in
her
her
emotion.
aroma, a tantalizing spell, sweet love in the ocean.
Can you imagine the smell?
She raised them out one by one, the pink flesh glowing in the sun, caressing their curves. She kisses their skin. In this forbidden love, she finds her sin. A woman and her prawns entwined in a dance, a sensual affair, a forbidden romance. She's lost in their aroma, the tantalizing spell.
One last thing, which I didn't cover. Things are getting very scary just with the version 5. So the last thing that I made, just for a joke, I made a death metal track. Just using SUNO. I just generated a death metal track, and all I put in the prompt was death metal. Just death metal. That's all I put in. And surprisingly, let's listen to what it gave us. I reckon that sucks. But anyway, so if you want to export this stuff, you just export the multi-track. You would do this. It's going to cost you. It's exporting the 8 tracks. It'll put it in a zip file. I think it cost you 50 credits. Very basic music. I mean, you know, hey, yeah. I don't know. Look, I guess when I signed up for this and got the cheap price and saw some of the demos out there, I was like, hey, you know, this could be a tool. And as you saw in the beginning, I have used this for the latest track I'm working on. And the tracks come out pretty good, but pretty much because I played everything on it. I took the idea, put it back into Logic, and then remade it myself. And that's why it sounds good. It doesn't sound good because fucking SUNO. That's absolutely. So it's still exporting. Downloading the tracks may take several minutes. So it takes time to do all this kind of stuff. And the quality is better. But like I said throughout this thing, whenever you split these stems, you're going to have artifacts. It's never. You can believe these fuckwits on YouTube who've got their little AI channels and all they talk about is AI and AI. And it's like, yeah, but you don't make fucking music, mate. And you're not an audiophile and you don't sit there and when you stem split, you can hear this shit. And to you, not being a musician, you don't hear it. It's like the people who are like just generating stuff and uploading it to Spotify. They think it sounds fucking amazing, right? And here's where it sucks in this community. that we have here, we're all very supportive of each other's music, right? We go along to each other's live streams and support the videos that get released and people's songs. And when someone like that comes into the community and starts passing off their music as like real, well, we take it at face value and go, okay. And people go over and comment and go, nice, that sounds really good. Oh, what a great singer you are. But for those of us who can hear this shit, you know they're fucking full of shit. And you can hear the AI. It's, again, like I said, it's like when you do the drums in GarageBand and use Anders, you hear Anders enough on songs, and straight away when you hear somebody's song, you go, oh, that's Anders. They've used Anders in GarageBand. It's the same thing with AI as well, too. You can hear it, and I think you're always going to be able to hear it because it is quite generic. You can get more complex, I guess, but as a tool for ideas, I can see this getting better for ideas. The problem is the bad actors who are going to continue to use this to dominate the music airwaves of Spotify and stuff with this generic shit. And it's, I don't know, it doesn't worry me. And it shouldn't worry you if you're a musician because you already make great music. Who it should worry are the people who are doing it. They've got to look in the mirror every day and know that they're pretending and telling people that this is real and this is really my music. I'm a real singer. I'm really singing that. They got to look in the mirror. They got to sleep at night. They got to deal with the bullshit and and knowing deep in their fucking heart that they are fucking lying. And listen, man, the music is so much more than just notes and scales and drum beats. It's about passion. And you can like put in your own lyrics into something like this and say, but I wrote these lyrics and it's how I feel and it's very passionate. But that passion's not real. It's not going to come through. And every time I hear somebody who's trying to come off as a real artist and they're saying it's really them, but I wrote these lyrics and they're very passionate. I hear the music and think, you're full of shit. You're a liar. I don't know how they can live with themselves. So look, this is still exporting. Look at this. And like, I'm not on slow internet. This is, again, there's probably so many people using this right now that are just, everyone's downloading their stems. I mean, I don't even need to show you. You know what stems look like. They come in a zip file. You can drag them in. And like I said, here's my project. Wherever it is, Sing for Life. And, you know, it's come out, I think, even though I got the idea, this doesn't sound like an AI song, right? Sure, I'm using, look, the piano in here. I've played in my own strings. I've actually played in the bass. That's me on bass. These drums, I'm replacing with my own drums. These are just filler drums at the moment, right? So I'll play in my own drums on my kit. All the vocals are me. Listen to these harmonies. You're not going to get this from fucking SUNO. But the idea was my song into SUNO and back. All right, that's still exporting. I'm not even going back to that anymore. So I saw Brad ask a question about Moises. Please, I can see Brad already now. I know Brad so well. He's probably already just gone and paid for it without like, and now we're going to help him have to help. Please, Brad, I hope you haven't done that. At least wait for me to do a show on it, you fucking weirdo. Come on, Brad. So I'll just quickly talk about Moises for a second. Moises AI is the website. A year subscription for Brad. So the way to use it, so this is the website. I think I'm logged into it. I'm not sure. But here is Moises. Now, Moises also has an app. I've already done a show on Moises. So if you want to go and have a look at Moises, I've already covered it. Here's the app. Now, within the app, so Moises this is essentially a song's stem splitter. That's just what it is. And there's a premium account. It's a subscription. It's expensive. Let's not fuck around. It is actually expensive. I can't remember the exact price, but it's a lot. And as you can see, all you do get in the app version is this. It's just the stem splitter, but they have recently added new things like mastering. They've added AI voices like professional singers and stuff, and they've added the same kind of DAW. Wow, that has just downloaded. Look, there you go. So the zip just finally came down over here. It's finally finished. Right. So Moises is pretty good at stem separation as well, but everything is getting good at, but still there's going to be artifacts. Let's not fuck around. So the way to get to Moises on iOS is to go to the website and then see here, open Moises. It will open up this. So you can work. So there's my tracks separated, but you'll see over the side what's different is you've got this AI Studio, you've got Voice Studio, and I expect this is probably what our friend Denise did. Me and Denise are working on a song together. Denise is disabled, and she uses this to help her sing, yeah? So, which is this, what an amazing tool to be able to use for someone in that situation, right? To have these ideas bursting from within you and not be able to sing the way you want to, being disabled, and you can come in and do it in something like Moises. Fucking incredible. And you can see here, look at all the voices you get in Moises. So there's a whole lot of vocalists. You can listen to them.
The years have changed us, but one
thing always remains.
And you can put your whatever terrible vocals in.
Changed us, but one thing
I mean, IK Multimedia have just released a brand new app that does exactly this, right? And there's a hell of a lot of singers in here. We've got Lauren. Lauren, good old Lauren. So yeah, heaps of voices in here. Plus, with this, you've got an AI studio as well. So it's a little bit different. So you can create your first project. You can import a stem. So let's try and do what we did before. What I have to do, hang on a minute, give me a sec. We'll come over here to, I think, yeah, we can do this. Let's come back to, see, I don't know where that went though. Open Moises. So this is weird. Let's come over to the studio. We'll name the project. Create your first project. We'll call it demo. Okay. And I can add a track. We can import a track demo. So let's import something. Oh, I don't want to do that. No. Can I delete that? Fuck me. Really? Let's start again. I really haven't gone through this yet, so we'll call this just Studio 1. That'll do. And it'll say add a track, so we can add from our files. All right, that's not going to be cool. Why can't I just, oh man, really? Let's just, we'll grab the Files app, like so. and we'll bring in, we'll go to audio share, and I should be able to drag this track in here. Should be able to. Eventually. There we go. Acoustic Creative SUNO. Drag that in. Scooch that out of there and add. So here's my acoustic track. And then from here, we can come over to stem generation and add whatever you want. Drums, classic rock. You got all these selections down here. Punk, Nashville, house. Is there like an acoustic thing or R&B? Let's throw in some R&B drums and see what it does quickly. And we got guitar here, others. We've got some bass. We can come in and choose bass as well. We'll do an R&B bass maybe, or an upright acoustic. Can you do two at once? I don't know. Yes. So a similar kind of thing for generating ideas. I don't know how complex it is compared to SUNO. You've got more options over here. So you've got custom options as well. So you can select reference audio. So you could add in a reference track of a famous band to try and generate from there. You've got backing vocals. So you can do stem separation from here as well too. Look at all the stem separation you can do. So a fair bit of stem separation. You could add in your vocals and then convert them from here with the voice conversion. And you can do mastering from here as well. All right, so we're starting to get these. We've got our drums. They've been done. And we're just waiting for the bass. Oh, no, let's do one more. What else we got? Others. What's others? Violin, so strings. We'll choose strings and we'll generate this. There's more settings here as well too. So you've got creative control. I don't know what that does. But I need to learn all this before I do a show. Now, the thing is, we're not getting charged credits here either because I'm on the pro account. So I can just generate whatever the fuck I want. So there's that. But does it have the complexity, how? I don't know. So we'll wait for this one to come through. Then we'll wrap this shit up. I know it's been 2.5 hours, but yeah. This is where we're at with AI music. Is it always best to make your own music? Absolutely. I don't think I've really changed my opinion too much. I think like anything, once they get out of beta, maybe SUNO will be okay. But Moises has always been really good for stem separation. Probably second to Logic, I would say. Maybe they're really close, in my opinion. But my opinion, who gives a fuck about my opinion? All right, we'll wait for this stem to come through, and then we'll play it, and then we'll hit the road. So here's what we've got. Okay. Right, but can I record vocals in here? So it looks like you'd have to import vocals, and you can generate more AI instruments from adding a new track. So if you had vocals, you could probably bring those in here and then add an AI singer. So these AI singers can be cool too for creating harmony vocals instead of having your own voice as harmonies, I guess. There's that. So yeah, this is Moises. I don't know how complex you can get with kind of this stuff, how you can mix this up. You can drag and drop files straight in here as well too. So there's that. And then you even have over here involved for the, you've got a lyric writer in here as well to help you with lyrics. So if you create a new lyric thing, it'll help you with rhyming and stuff like let's go baby. And it'll give you words to rhyme, and you can syllable counts and all this kind of stuff. And the other thing you can do is it has mastering. So you could load in a track and master it. Let's try it. New master. Can I drag and drop, I guess? What have we got? Have we got a Metheist before we mastered? Let's see. Metheist, complete master, I think. That's not it. End of days. I think this is one to be mastered. So I could drag this in here. And yeah, we can master this. So I guess you submit. It uploads it. Again, it's in the cloud. All this shit's in the cloud, isn't it? Where are we uploading all this shit to? That's the question. Who are these people? Who are these masked people who I'm uploading my precious fucking music to? Are they using it to fucking help other people do so? This is the stuff. This is all the ethics, the moral stuff that you got to, I guess, grapple with. Ultimately, you know, what are the terms of service for this? Is me paying a pro subscription to do this? Is this also in the terms of service allowing them to share this with other people to fucking train models? I don't fucking know. So here's the original, and it looks like it's processing a master. You can choose a target loudness, Spotify, Amazon Music Loud, YouTube, Club Play, so CD if you want. Let's just choose that. -11. You can even go for LUFS as well, so you can change your LUFS to whatever you want. Yeah, marathon show. I just don't want to cover this again, I think. You can add a reference track in here as well too. So if you want to add a reference to this, you can do so. It looks like. You've got advanced mode, so target loudness for your LUFS. Ceiling. Mastering, high cut frequency. It looks pretty deep. It's doing its thing. Again, you got to sit here and wait and do the thing. And while you sit here and ponder, where's my music going to? Who's using this? What's being trained on this? Have I literally just signed my fucking rights away? I don't fucking know. These are all questions that you need to answer to yourself. You know, and I guess nobody looks into the terms of service, do they? People just go, oh, yeah, like I am right now. But then all of our privacy's fucking gone anyway. You know, it's over, folks. All right, here's it looks like this is our master. Is it? I guess we'll get to compare it. Let's hear the original. All right, let's hear the master. Whoa! Sounds pretty good. So there you go. Let's quickly bounce over to my master. Where's my master? End of days. I think it's called Ultimate Master, something like that. End of days, end of days, end of days. Fuck knows where I've put it. Final master, complete master. I think it's this one. I'm always going to like my master more because I know what I did to it to get it to there. There we go. What do you think? The ball's in your court, right? I'm not here to say hither, tither, neither, neither. There's absolute potential to use this as a sounding board to help you generate some ideas. It's utter bullshit if you're just using it to generate music with making nothing of yourself and putting it out there. You're a fucking cunt. SUNO obviously has a lot of problems. It's very buggy. It's not reliable. It's super slow. It's in beta 1, so obviously it's going to get better as a DAW, I guess, and be more reliable, maybe. Moises seems like more of a complete package and something that is like they've actually thought about it before they released it. It looks like they put in a lot of effort to make sure that it works. It works on iOS too without using the app. There's a way around it. Using SUNO on iOS is dog shit. You saw the experience on a desktop, and we're not talking like a shit desktop here, a laptop here, you know. We're talking about a fucking MSI absolute fucking beast of a laptop. This thing has like 64 gigs of RAM. It is a fucking demon, this laptop. So you saw how slow it was. It's ultra fast internet. So obviously it's within the SUNO software that there's slow and stuff like that. Is it ethical? They've used our music to fucking do all this stuff, to create all these sounds without our permission. So that's shit. The power that AI uses to generate this stuff, the water that it uses. I mean, if you don't know, if you haven't watched videos on how AI farms and these server farms generate this stuff, the amount of water needed to do this, water to cool the fucking graphics cards, the thousands of graphics cards, and the amount of energy it takes just to do a single prompt is fucking mind-blowing. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous, especially in an energy grid that is dog shit all around the world. You know, like our laws and stuff, they haven't been updated to cater to this kind of stuff with copyright and all that. Well, guess what? Our electric grid around the world hasn't been upgraded enough to deal with this kind of environmental impact. So it's on you. You've got to decide on all this kind of stuff. G'day, Dom. Gary, if I didn't say hello to you. So, yeah. My advice, if you're going to use something like this, use it very sparingly. Use it for ideas, soundboarding, putting something in you may have recorded on a voice memo and throw it in, see if it generates some ideas for you. And, yeah, see if that works. Don't sit there and generate fucking songs and try and pass them off as your own. You're a cunt if you do that. We'll look at Moises in a shorter show, a more succinct and shorter show like our normal shows. This was just a weekend kind of sit down and let's bash the fuck out of SUNO. No, I didn't. You know what? Honestly, I wanted this to be fucking awesome. I really wanted this to be cool. And you saw in real time, it wasn't. It just wasn't. But like anything, it's probably going to, within, who knows, by next year, this could be fucking so tight, and the rate AI is moving is just ridiculous. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. So to go out, I'm going to play you this track that I've been working on for the Music for Life album. Again, this started as just 4 instruments. I put it into SUNO to get an idea, pulled out some of the stems, and then just went, you know what, let's recreate the song myself and add in all the parts I think and add in my own vocals. And the only track I kept in here was one guitar track. So, and the song's pretty good. So I'll close out. There's heaps of entertainment coming up here. Maybe Gary Hubbs will put a link in the chat for all the entertainment that's coming up, because Gary Hubbs is amazing, right? Every week he puts together a post on his channel, on his community post, which shows all the stuff that happens on Friday, from Valerie, who was on before me, to Charlie Gabolden, to me, to Mr. Smith and Valerie. I think Valerie's playing on Mr. Smith. And then you've got Sunshine Archer and Pole Vault. And then after that, you've got Laurie's Mishmosh, also Gary Hubbs and Leela closing out their Friday ass to mouth train, the human centipede train of entertainment. Thank you, Gary, for posting the link. There it is there, folks. And yeah, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you're inspired to go make your own music. Let's go out and play this. This is my almost finished song, Music for Life track. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Just got to redo the drums and fix up some vocal parts, and then we're good to go. Let's do it. This is Sing for Your Life.